and welcome to my channel. For those of you new, my name is Dave and I work in financial services, and these videos are a mixture and journey towards financial freedom, financial well-being, so you, like me, can reach your goals sometime in the future. Now let's get into the latest video. Now these videos are not to boast or brag or say look at me, but it's to give people hope. If I can build a sizable portfolio, you can too if you take the right steps, you put a plan in place and you create them, shall we say, in a tax efficient wrapper within the UK. So let's dive into this latest video. It's about my self-invested personal pension plan. Now I do have a workplace scheme through my employer, but it's a simple auto-enrollment scheme. I pay a percentage, they pay a percentage, but I've got limited funds. So why do I do a Sipp? Well, I can pick my level of contributions, I can pick my own funds on what to invest in. I've got much more flexibility about where I can put the money. So what are the aims of the Sipp? Well, we're looking for annual growth of 10% each year. For this year, we're looking at dividends of £5,500 and we're looking for a year-end value of £117,000. So let's look at the graphic to see how we're done. Well, the start of the month, it was worth 135,200. End of the month, 134,903. So a slight loss of £297. But year to date, we're up 20.43%. So well above expectations. On the first of the month, we make our normal regular contribution, so you pay £250 a month. As I've said, £1,250 looking at the chart, mainly, shall we say, within UK and shares. But the government gives us tax relief as a basic rate taxpayer of £62.50 each month, which is added in, shall we say, the month after contributions automatically. And our platform providers charge us monthly fees to run the portfolio of £16.83. which is about average, and it's based upon a percentage of the total portfolio value. On graphic, where are our contributions held? So predominantly, shall we say, UK and Europe, 78.23%, which we are, shall we say, reducing slightly. USA and Americas, 19.39%, and 2.38% in Asia and emerging markets. What about dividends received the month? Well, during the month, we received some very good dividends. Now, across our shares, we've got a yield of 4.97%. Look at the following graphic. Total dividend of the month of £825.07. So a nice month, shall we say. So where have we got the dividends from? Penn and the Water Company gave us £49.74. So 7 new shares were invested. Lloyds, the banking group, £384, so 655 new shares. Barclays, the bank, gave us £91.98, so 40 new shares. And we got quarterly dividends from BP and Shell, £32.78, £39.22. We don't reinvest them because of the size of the dividends, but it goes to other investments. But a nice quarterly dividend. We received £91.33 from HSBC, so 13 new shares as a quarterly dividend, and L&G gives £133.26, so 59 new shares. So, year to date, we were expecting £4,125. We've actually received £4,588, so we're £463 ahead of our expectations, but a very good month during the dividends. As we said, most of them are reinvested to increase dividends within future years. We just switch off, it's done automatically through an auto, shall we say, reinvestment plan. So let's look at where our shares or our funds are held within the portfolio. At the moment, it's predominantly based in shares in the UK. We've got £101,533 in shares, so 75% of our portfolio, of which 65% is in the FTSE 100 and 10% is in the FTSE 250. We've got 15 shares, 11 in profit, 4 in loss. And if you look at the following graphic, a quick overview of the shares. I'm not going to go over all of them, but just some key points. Our largest holding is Aviva, the insurance company, 4,866 shares, £23,500, 17%. Everyone needs insurance, just switch off, considered safe, secure, boring, but it has had a restructuring and it is paying a very nice yield of about 8%, and it will pay a very good dividend at the end of October. Lloyds Banking Group, as we got a nice dividend, now own 36,951 shares, nearly £22,000, 60% of our portfolio, but a yield of around about 5%. We own Greggs, the bakers, 291 shares, £9,000, 7% of our portfolio. It will give a dividend, shall we say, start of October. Very cash rich. It's still expanding, but based on the high street, but more on, shall we say, forecourt, shall we say, train stations, airports, shall we say. And it has, shall we say, increased sales greatly because it's extending a later opening hours, and also it's updating its menu on a regular basis. But a very good company. We're up 100% since we bought that stock. We own HSBC, 1,244 shares, £8,500, 6%. And as we said, it was done for diversification, but it does give a very good quarterly dividend as highlighted this month. We own Drax, the biomass or the pallet maker, 1,284 shares, £8,000, 6% of our portfolio. Again, a very nice yield of around about 5-6%, and it will pay us a nice dividend during the month of October. But it was done, shall we say, it's something we knew about from a previous industry. Back on the banking sector, we own Barclays, 3,212 shares, £5,000, 5.5% of our portfolio. And we own L&G, as we said, the insurance company, 2,248 shares, £5,200, nearly 4% of our portfolio. But just like Aviva, a very nice yield of around about 9%, and it did pay a nice dividend during the month. We own Sainsbury's, the retailer, 1,291 shares, nearly £4,000, 3% of our portfolio. Has been on restriction lately, is very cash rich, does pay a dividend around about 4.5%, but everyone needs food, everyone needs these, but it has, shall we say, focused on revamping as some kind of price match. But sales have been good, profits have been good, dividend have been increased recently. As we said, we own Shell and BP, 150 shares in Shell, £4,000, 3% of our portfolio, and 542 shares in BP, £2,000, 2% of our portfolio. Now, one company we do own, shall we say, as a growth company is JD Sports, 2,500 shares, £4,000, 3% of our portfolio. Very cash rich, has been on an expanding spree, shall we say, in America. It's got over £1 billion in cash, but it has been kind of companies. Results were out, they were very good, but margins were suffered, but the dividend increased slightly to 0.03 pence a share, but what we call a growth company. Now, other companies we own, shall we say, is Pennon, the water company. We own AG Bar, the drink provider, AJ Bell, the platform provider, and Card Factory. Now, two of them companies, AG Bar and Card Factory, had great results, but the margins, shall we say, were dramatically reduced and the shares price were affected. But one thing of note, the dividends were increased, so what we call a long-term hold, short-term sentiment, shall we say. Now, we see no reason why we're going to sell any shares. They're bought for a specific reason. Most of them we just switch off. So some very good dividends of the month, some very good results. But as a simple example, Card Factory went down 20% on the date of results because of the cost factors, shall we say, increased wages. But one side of note, it's still making profits, it's still cash rich, and the dividends were increased. Remember, they're my own personal opinions. If you like the videos, smash the like button, subscribe to this channel. Now let's look at what funds we have within the portfolio. Now, with regard to our funds, we've kept it relatively simple. We own 3 funds, 2 in profit, 1 in loss. Makes up 25% of our portfolio, but total fund value of £33,585. We own a Fidelity World Index fund. We just switch off, £16,500, 12% of our portfolio. Has got a small yield, but the fees of 0.12%. But it owns about 3,500 shares. We just switch off. It was done for diversification. We own an L&G tech fund, £14,500, nearly 11% of our portfolio. Again, a very small yield, which will be paid, shall we say, in October of about 1.5%. But it owns about 350 shares, predominantly in US tech stocks, but a very good track record recently. And the fund that has struggled is a global growth fund. We put 3,000 in. It has come back lately. It's back at 2,923, but it's up about 30% a year, and it's makes up about 2.16%. But the fees are, shall we say, higher of 0.65%, and it doesn't pay a dividend. So the plan is when that's back into profit, we're going to split that into other funds to simplify, one, to reduce fees, and two, to hopefully get some kind of dividends. But the idea is it was done for diversification. It just covers the market. So we say we're not going to pay for active management fees, which are under 0.5 at the moment. But it was done for a reason. But it just goes to show if I can build a portfolio of 6 figures, you can too. If you take the steps, you take the plan, and you create your investments within a tax-free investment wrapper. So all gains are tax-free. So we say there's no need to declare dividends, there's no need for dividend tax payable, and they're free from inheritance tax. Remember, if you like the videos, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you again soon with some latest videos.